folks, I'm Fundy. Welcome back to the Dice and Quill, the web series where we give you, the viewers, our views, opinions, topics, and discussions about everything role-playing. Today we're going to be continuing part 2 of our episode in the DM's Corner about NPCs, non-player characters. Last time we talked about the general population. Now we're going to get a little more in-depth, and we're going to talk about companion characters. What are companion characters, you may ask? Well, companion characters are non-player characters that stay with the party, whether that be for just one quest, or a series of quests, or the entire campaign. These are going to be actively in the fight, actively supporting the party, and part of the group. Now, when are companion characters needed? Companion characters are needed mainly for 2 reasons. Number 1, if your party is unbalanced. Let's say you have 2 fighters and a rogue. So you've got all combat guys, but you have no magical support, you have no healing, and so you're going to need to fill that role, or else your party might not succeed. And so you're going to create a companion character that will travel along and fill that niche. The second reason you may need a companion character, not just to help along the story, but if you present a quest or a scenario for the players that they simply cannot compete on their own. Now, you can provide these characters for that quest forcibly upon the group, not necessarily recommended, or you can provide them with the option. Almost every major city is going to have some type of mercenary guild attached to it. Your players are going to have the opportunity and the option to go to that guild and say, hey, I want to hire 2 guys for this quest, or I want to hire 1 guy for this quest. And you're going to have to write up a really quick way, really quick stats, and throw that character with them, this companion with them. Where do companions come from? Well, we just talked about mercenary guilds. They could also be wandering adventurers themselves. You honestly think that your party members are the only ones actively trying to make a name for themselves by questing throughout this massive world that you've created? No, not at all. This might be a guy whose party was completely wiped out, and he's just, down in the dumps and looking for a new group to go with. They can come from anywhere, all shapes and sizes, all professions. But what sets them all together is the fact that they are going to be companions to your party. Now, they are companions. They are not main players. Do not make the mistake of having your companions hog the spotlight from your other players. Okay? And this is something very important. I know you spent a lot of time on this guy. I know you sat down and you came up with a backstory and an attitude and an alignment, a fighting style. This companion character, this NPC, is essentially who you are playing as a player/DM. And I know you put a lot of thought into him, but yeah, you're running the game, but this is an experience for the players. Don't fall into the trap of having your companion be the party leader. Your companion doing all the talking, all the interaction. Then all your players are just taking a back seat, and you're just taking them for a tour. And that isn't as fun as it could be. And so just be mindful of that. Now, when it comes to creating a companion character, you could use the classes in the book, or in the Dungeon Master's Guide, you actually have non-player character classes. You have the Adept, the Warrior, the Expert, the Commoner, and the Noble. Okay? We're going to focus mainly upon the Adept, the Expert, and the Warrior. The Adept is going to be a non-player character who comes from a less than civilized area. Think of a witch doctor or a shaman, a medicine man. He or she is going to have a basic set of spells. Not just spells that cure, but spells that do some minor damage. And these spells are going to allow you to throw that element into your party if they don't already have it. Your expert is an expert at a certain thing. An artisan, a tradesman, a craftsman. Not necessarily a rogue, but they get just as many skill points. And so your expert could be something like a carpenter who is constantly repairing shields and building shelters and things like that for the party. Your expert could also be a blacksmith, repairing weapons and armor and stuff like that. The other is a warrior. Now, warrior is not a fighter, but is a fighting class. A fighter gets a lot more beats, progresses a lot better. A warrior is a little bit slower on the draw. A standard infantryman, or a mercenary, or a town guard. That is what a warrior is going to be. And so, when you're creating these guys, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can sit and you can roll out the stats just like normal, use this big old character sheet, or you can use, for the stats at least, for the attributes, the standard array. The standard array, I believe, was in the 4th edition book. Don't quote me on that. But it's really simple, and I really like to use it for NPCs because you can knock them out really quick. And the standard array, alright, get this down here for you guys. The standard array is 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. These are the stats that you're going to attribute to your non-player character. Okay? And so if you're a warrior, you're probably going to want to put that, if he's a warrior who specializes in close quarters combat, you're going to want to put that 16 into strength. Your 14 probably into dexterity, and so on and so forth. But this is a quick way for you to throw on some stats to that non-player character. Now, there is another useful resource that you can use, and it comes from GameMechanics.com, and it's called Character Cards. Now, they come up in a series of 4, but you can cut them up individually and use it to create your non-player character. And we're going to do that right now. So, bring it in. Alright guys, so here we are with that character card. Very awesome, very useful. Okay, so it's got all the basics that you need. Let's start with name. Let's just call him Merc1. Alright, now, using that standard array, let's go ahead and put his stats in. Now, he's just going to carry a spear. So, standard mercenary. And so, let's go ahead and give him that 16 strength. Let's give him that 14 dexterity, 13 constitution. Let's give him 11 intelligence, 12 wisdom, and 10 charisma. He doesn't have to be that likable. Now, in the NPC character classes section of the Dungeon Master's Guide, it'll have your saves here. Speed, let's go ahead and put that at 30. Now this I use as a hit point workspace. So let's just say, for the sake of this video, let's give him 30 hit points. His armor class is going to be 10 to start, plus 2 for dexterity, and let's give him leather armor, so which is another plus 2. So let's say his armor class is 14. Now, we've got a little skill section here. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw some ranks in there, and of course these will be different when you actually look at the class. Okay, now there's some spaces here for you to write specialized skills like craft or survival, maybe handle animal or what have you. Just a good way to customize your guy. Languages, I'm going to use that as my attack workspace. And let's say his base attack bonus plus his strength. Well, his base attack bonus, let's say, is plus 2. Okay, so his attack workspace is going to be a spear, which is going to be at a plus 5, 2 plus your 3 modifier for having a 16 strength, and it is going to do 1d8 plus 3 damage. Under special notes here, I'm going to put that for equipment. So let's give him an adventurer's kit and some other basic needs. His armor will go here and whatnot. On the back, it's completely blank. You can use that for a quick little backstory, or if he's a magic user, any kind of spells you'd like them to use, or you can use it for the feats. Really useful thing to use. Really handy. Remember, GameMechanics.com, or you can find something similar to this on the internet. Alright, so now that we've made our NPC companion, we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep him with us. And when the players come and they start to play and they say, I want to hire a mercenary, well, he's already right here. And you saw how quick it was to make these. You can whip up 4 or 5 of them before you start your session. And give them options. You can have an archer, a spearman, a basic spellcaster. Give them a little bit of variety. But, final thoughts on this, guys. So, companion NPCs are a great and useful tool. And, let's face it, it gives you as the DM the ability to kind of play a character for better or worse. Even if it's just for a little bit. Because we all really want to play it hard. And so, keep in mind, tools available. Use everything at your disposal. The DM's Guide has a great section on non-player characters. Give it a little bit of a read. And, of course, ask around. But I think that's all we have for today, folks. So don't forget to like, comment, and to subscribe to the video. It really helps us out. We also have a Facebook page, D20 and Friends. Pop on over, give it a like, join the discussion. Throw some pictures, some memes. Give us some suggestions on other things you'd like us to discuss in videos. We really would like the feedback. And, with that being said, I'm Fundy. This is the Dice and Quill. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.